Welcome to Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp. I'm Beth Toy, and I have a wonderful interview today with Lynette McCauley. Welcome, Lynette.
Hi, Beth. Nice to see you again.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you, too. Lynette has a wonderful organization. As you can see, we have little Kimo the Frog sitting in front of you, and her organization is called KimoLeadsTheWay.org. Lynette, tell us a little about how this organization got started.
It's a wonderful story. Excuse me. 18 years ago, I wanted to be part of the Hawaiian community. I used to live in Hawaii.
Nice.
And they have every year in September, they have a weekend event here, and it's called Ho'olaulea, and I knew I had to be part of that. And the way I had to do that was to create something that's relatable to the Hawaiian community. So I originally picked the name Kimo, which is a popular Hawaiian name meaning James or Jim.
I did not know that.
I know. Most people think...
Interesting.
Yeah, they think that this name came when this Kimo appeared.
Okay.
It's actually 18 years old. And I made a t-shirt putting Kimo on the front with the shucka sign, just to remind everyone to hang loose. I got your back, no worries. And it puts a smile on your face, because that's, you know, it's a universal language in Hawaii and now here on the mainland. And so back then it was originally for adults, and then I made children's t-shirts with Kimo.
Nice.
He didn't have the name until I put him on the kids' t-shirts. It says, "How's it? I'm Kimo." So that Kimo could become a celebrity back then in the Hawaiian community. And I sold lots of "How's it? I'm Kimo" t-shirts, and also adult t-shirts. And so now, fast forward about 18 years, 15, 18 years,
Okay.
this notion of bringing Kimo back, not just as a handsome, good-looking bullfrog, but as an ambassador of encouragement and hope for children or anyone undergoing the treatments for cancer.
What a wonderful idea.
Thank
Did
you.
that just come to you, just out of the blue, or?
It was brought to my attention, and we talked about it some more.
Nice.
And then it started resonating with me the last 4 or 5 years.
And he's so happy. Look at that little frog. He's so happy.
And
he really is.
Perfect for
Oh, we're
birthday
zooming in on
gifts,
Kimo.
get out of the doghouse gift. And what we're doing is we're giving the Kimos to the children. Like, we're going to be delivering Kimos tomorrow to the candlelighters over on, on the east, northwest side of town. Excuse me, that'll be Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. A couple of us, we have Kimo Leads the Way t-shirts that we wear now. And we're going to take them over to that office, and they will let the children pick out a Kimo and a book of affirmations called...
Well, how do you determine who gets the frogs?
For starters, for now, because this is the early stages, the idea is for kids in the hospitals that are going through the treatments of chemotherapy. And it's not that I can just walk into the hospital. I have to go through channels. And we're looking even for some more channels. Right now, like I said, we have the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation and the candlelighters. The candlelighters will be on Friday, and they give out the Kimos in the books. And really, I don't discriminate if a child has something else. If a child in the ward sees somebody getting a Kimo, they should have one too.
Yes,
we wouldn't
that's
ever,
nice. That's nice.
Discriminate.
So you have to contact the organization or the hospital administrators or someone, and then get permission or work out some kind of something to distribute them. Now, is this all on donation, or do the hospitals fund some of this, or do you have to get your own funding?
I'm getting my own funding. I've been paying for everything right now, and it's fine, because I know that this is good. I've already seen the smiles and the encouragement. because we did have our first fundraiser in the second weekend of April, and we reached our goal plus $45.
Wonderful.
So all that
Wonderful.
money will go back to making more chemos and more Chemo Leads the Way booklets
Nice.
that has the affirmations. It's also done in Spanish. So we have a Spanish version.
Oh,
because
how
one of
nice.
the agencies said you need to get the book in Spanish.
Well, now I'm sure you have a website.
Yes, we
And,
we do.
well, what is your website?
It's www.chemoleadstheway.org.
Okay, can people donate at that website?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. They can also call me if they want to buy a chemo. I will
Phone
deliver.
number?
My home phone number or cell phone number is 702-493-3002. And
Give it again.
702-493-3002.
So people can either call you or go to your website. And this is really a very, very worthy cause. So I really encourage everyone out there to call, buy a chemo for someone you know, or just donate money to Lene's organization, or have a fundraiser. If you have any event going on, can you set up a table for her? What can you do to help her raise money for this lovely, lovely thing that she's doing for children? Is lovely little Chemo. He's just adorable.
And he's nice and soft.
He's
and-
nice and soft.
And you know what I've discovered in this journey of mine, as I'm talking to different agencies, that the agencies that I've spoken with, two of them said the same thing in different ways when I showed them chemo and I showed them the book.
Yeah.
And they commented that the children are pretty much resilient because, you know, they'll go in, they'll get their medicine, they'll go through the testing. It's the parents who really need chemo because they're looking at their child
Yes.
going through what they're going through, and then of course it's the parents is worried. They want their child to be healthy and vivacious, and so I found that really interesting because I'm thinking that the children could be so sad all the time, but they bounce back. I mean, they have their days, and in fact some of our affirmations make note that it's okay to have a no hair day. It's okay.
That's
you know.
cute.
It's
That's
okay
really
to have
good.
a no hair day.
Because it is true. Being the patient is one thing, but being the caretaker, being the parent, the spouse, whoever, it's harder on those people because they're so helpless. There's nothing they can do to help you.
And this is a perfect example of why I'm doing this. My mother passed away when she was 42 of cancer. And my mother was beautiful. She was a showstopper. She was very talented. And when she was going through the medicines, and she never complained, but I used to feel so helpless. 'Cause
Yes.
what could I do
It's
for
true.
my mother?
It's true. I've walked in your shoes with people in my family. My first husband died of cancer, and
It's like, what can we do?
You're helpless. There's nothing you can do.
And I finally figured out this past October, way into the production of chemo in the books, that if I had had something to give my mom, like a book of affirmations, I don't think they had affirmations back 57 years ago, or maybe they did, just not in my family. So nobody talked about our feelings or what it was like for us to go through this with my mother.
See, and that's the key, because when we say there's nothing you can do, you can help them, hold them, talk to them, let them talk to you, anything that makes them happy. But what you can't do is heal them. You can't make it go away. You can't make it better.
And so now
that's
there's-
what's frustrating for
Exactly. Even with the classes they have and the
Right.
social workers, I mean, they're so far ahead now, you know, with those kinds of help. And if I had something to hold on, it'd be a reminder. Maybe my mother would have changed her thinking a little bit and maybe say, yeah, you know, this is not so bad, or I don't know, it would have been something. And my very first customers that purchased chemo. Their picture is on KimoLeadsTheWay.org. They were giving chemo to a child that's 6 years old with brain cancer. They said, we want to do something. So this was like the best thing they could do was to give
That's wonderful.
a chemo in a book.
That's what it must make you feel like $1 million to create this little frog and be able to spread happiness like that.
It's a wonderful feeling. You know, I thought I'd be retired, and no, I'm not. And this is not work. I can do this all day long. It's not
bet.
work. I love it. It's meaningful. It's a way of giving back. It's a legacy for my mother. And, you know, my son sees me do this, and it's good for him to see that.
That's true. It's a teaching tool.
It is a teaching tool.
It is.
And chemo actually does heal.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll tell you how chemo
I'm sure.
heals. When you see chemo and you smile, this sends endorphins through your body, which is very healing.
I did not know that.
Yes. So chemo does heal, and he puts smiles on faces. He's a reminder to hang loose.
The little green healer.
A green healer. A green healer.
And he's so cute. Well, is there anything else you would like our listeners to know?
I would love for the listeners, if they know of someone that can give out chemos, if they have an agency or an association. We would love to be at any fundraisers, to be part of any of the cancer associations. I'm actually working with the American Cancer Society. I
Wonderful.
I have an appointment back with them in a couple weeks. And, you know, and we also, in occasion, we do events that you can come out and see chemo. That's what we did for our first fundraiser. Was a friend of ours donated his store right there on Fremont Street Experience, just 50 feet from there, and we met our goal and exceeded it by $45.
Wow.
So we had a wonderful time doing this. It was meaningful, and they're wonderful birthday gifts and gifts for children. And chemo actually can. Hello, Tians. Aloha. How you stay, Ben? Come check me out at www.KimoLeadsTheWay.org. Also on Facebook. And we will be putting the pictures of the agencies we're going to, so you can see where your donation dollars are going.
That's lovely.
So, and hopefully we could get some pictures with some of those children. You know, they have HIPAA laws, it's privacy, so it's...
Well, that's wonderful. Well, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp., we are very supportive of your cause.
Thank you.
And we're glad to be able to do this interview with you today. Again, KimoLeadsTheWay.org for any donations, any help, anything you can do for her. We would really appreciate it. Again, it's Lynette McCauley. And what's your phone number again, Lynette?
702-493-3002. And I just really appreciate being here. It's been a very giving experience. The gal that did all the graphics for Kimo Leads the Way booklet was all on her own time.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
It's worthy of an award. She matched up the graphics with the affirmations. Her name is Rhonda Taylor.
Great.
And her company is Heartwork Publication.
Okay.
And we even have a video that was made for us at our first fundraiser. We'll be using that eventually, like this, for social media purposes. And he donated his time and talent. It's just been amazing. So grateful.
Well, thank you for creating chemo. Thank you for appearing on our show today. Again, you're listening to Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp. And we thank you for being there. And hang loose.
Hang loose. It's almost Friday.